Viva Ronaldo, Viva Ronaldo, running down the wing, here United sing, Viva Ronaldo. Hello, welcome to the RDA. And you know what? You know what? I just want to start the show off talking to the Ronaldo doubters, the Ronaldo haters. You better shove that tinfoil hat where the sun don't shine because the GOAT still lives. The GOAT still lives. Cristiano Ronaldo, oh my word. I'm out of words. I'm out of words from what I just saw today. And how? How can you doubt him? You're brave. You are brave to doubt Cristiano Ronaldo because he's done this time and time and time again. There's been doubters, he's proved them wrong. At Juventus, at Real Madrid, in the Champions League, and he's done it again. First hat-trick since he's come back to United, and I'm over the moon. I've been waiting for this, when is the hat-trick coming? We need the hat-trick, and it's come. And if you've ever doubted Ronaldo, if you've uttered the words, Ronaldo's finished, please go to church tomorrow because you need to repent. You have sinned. If you've ever uttered those words, please hold this L. The greatest goal scorer to walk the planet. It's fact now. It is fact. 807 goals. No one, according to records, has scored that many goals. And I am over the moon. The greatest player to walk this planet. Messi's finished. Messi's finished. Salah who? Salah won't get to 300. Okay. Maybe I'm taking the piss. Maybe I'm taking the piss a little. Let me not violate the Liverpool fans. But I am over the moon with what I've just seen today. And yeah, the great one, the great man, the GOAT has done it again. There was talks in the press conference to Ralph saying, what do you say about this business of Cristiano going to Portugal? And is it a good look? And I was like, you know what? It's last week stuff. I don't want to dwell in the past. And rightfully so because Ralph knows. You don't touch the GOAT. The GOAT can go to Portugal if he wants because the GOAT comes back and scores a freaking hat-trick. And I am over the moon. And what a game from Cristiano Ronaldo. What a performance. And just that third goal, I'm forgetting which player was trying to hold him off. It looked like he was itching for the goal. It just looked like nothing was going to stop Cristiano Ronaldo today from scoring a hat-trick. And we needed that. We desperately needed that. And I don't think we win this game tonight without Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think we do. Because overall, I really don't think we played that well. I don't think we played. I don't mean to be a David Downer, but I don't think we played that well tonight. But who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Because that's why you have these type of players. That's why you have the greatest player in the world. Real Madrid, time and time again in the Champions League. Remember back when they were, I think, 3-0 down to Wolfsburg or something like that. And second leg, Ronaldo scores a hat-trick. They go through. My facts might be wrong there, but I remember something like that, And he's got hat-tricks time and time again for Madrid to get them through in the Champions League. And tonight, he's done it for us. We have been waiting for this type of performance. I mean, we've gotten a sniff here, a sniff there in the Champions League last minute, but today was the complete package, It was the Cristiano Ronaldo show, He was back at the theater of dreams and, he was making our dreams happen. And I am over the moon. I am ecstatic, I can't contain myself. But, we'll talk about the game. We'll talk about the performance. We'll talk about everything. I don't care that we played badly. I really don't. It's one of those days where that's passes because one, that's a fantastic win, We're jumping for joy when he scores the third goal, No one cares how it happened. He scored a hat-trick, We made him. He scored 807 goals now, and he's come back to Old Trafford to, reward us. We deserve this. Come back to Old Trafford to reward us, And yeah, I'm over the moon, as I said. But let's talk about the game. I thought it was a very interesting game, I think besides outstanding Cristiano Ronaldo, who's obviously man of the match, I think the teams were pretty close. They're pretty even. And I think you remove Ronaldo from the equation, Tottenham win this game, in my opinion. Not by a long mile, but I think they win this game. I think, no one was outstanding besides Cristiano Ronaldo. I think from a United point of view, we started off very passive, very side to side, which I hate, But of course, Tottenham being so deep, and we knew they were going to be so deep, obviously played a part in that, And we really struggled to break them down, And they were looking to play on the transition. And yeah, I just feel like United needs to play a bit more forward passes, you look at Liverpool. I watched Liverpool earlier against Brighton. I look at United now. I think the glaring difference is that we're too side to side, and Liverpool, even when they're playing a team that sits back, they still play those forward passes, They still make those Ivan Nilo passes, because that's what you need, those quick fire direct passes, which was said Ralph was all about that, but we haven't seen that. And I do think Ralph is coaching that, but I think these players are struggling, lack the bravery to do that, which is crazy, because I think we have some quality players, or players who are said to be quality, So yeah, it is weird that such a fundamental thing you think in football, just play the ball forward. It seems fundamental, but we struggle with that, But worldie of a first goal from Ronaldo, little 1-2 involved with Fred, and then he scores a worldie. He scores a worldie. He hasn't scored many of those. At United, since he's been back, I'd single out the Tottenham one. I think that was a brilliant finish. The one in the group stage, I'm forgetting against what team, but the goal that got us through, I think it was against Atalanta, and he scored, and it was brilliant. And tonight's one, the first goal, peach. Lloris, no chance, top bins, and yeah, after that you could see he's in the mood. And yeah, we score worldie, all Cristiano Ronaldo. Of course, you need the other players to build up and all of that, but like, who else is finishing like that? Cavani is not, Rashford's not, Bruno maybe on his day, but yeah, that was a Cristiano Ronaldo's masterpiece, And then after that, we scored, and for like a good 5 minutes, you would see those forward passes now. And it's weird. It's like a psychological thing with Manchester United players, because now they scored, they're a bit more confident, and you're seeing those balls, quick fire forward passes, and for like good 5 minutes, we look like a good team. And then, Tottenham start controlling the game again, and we're out of the gear, we're out of it, and it's a problem. I think we need to learn how to sustain attacks, one, and two, how to be clinical, I feel like we're struggling with things you'd think are very fundamental, and you think professional players, some of the things we struggle with shouldn't struggle with, but they seem to have such a massive impact on Manchester United, and it's very disappointing. And then their goal, penalty. It was a penalty. Tell us if I'm not mistaken, it was a glaring handball. But the one we should have gotten, I would say, like the shot we had at the other side, I don't think it was that different. To be honest. So yeah, what's a Premier League game without an incorrect VAR or a contentious VAR decision? I guess that's the nature of the Premier League nowadays. And of course, Harry Kane won this. And obviously we're feeling, oh my gosh, here we go again. Here we go again. Manchester United has done it again. But no. The GOAT just went home. He's back from Portugal and he's feeling refreshed. And yes, it was more of a team goal. I have to give the other players some credit. I think it's from Matches, the long ball, if I'm not mistaken, to Sancho. Sancho's been on fleek nowadays, so I expect that from him. He lays it up properly. I'll tap in, and yeah, we're over the moon. And I feel like we just knew. Maybe we were scared to say because it's United, and they exist to disappoint us. But we just knew that the hat-trick was on the cards here, And yeah, 2-1 over the moon. We come back and we are abysmal in the second half. We are horrifying in the second half, and it's a problem. Yes, I did say in the first half we had problems here and there, but overall in the first half, honestly, to be honest, I think against Man City in the first half we're better than today. I think games before that were better than today. But in the first half, we were okay. In the second half, like always, we were disgusting. Honestly. And what I don't get is why we decided to sit back. Is it Ralph? Did Ralph tell them to sit back, and just soak the pressure? I really don't think so. Because it's just not Ralph's MO. It's just not what he does, He's not about sitting back. He's about putting pressure, having control. Because the minute you sit back, you're giving up control. You're like, here you go. Have the ball, try to break us down. And most of the time, the bigger teams will break you down, or a mistake will happen, And that's what happened. And if a mistake is on the cards, there's always the main volunteer to put his hand up, Harry Maguire, of course, He puts his hand up and scores a freaking own goal. And yes, you can say maybe it's not completely his fault. I mean, what else could he do in that situation, you have to put your body on the line, you clear it, or I guess you score an own goal. So I guess today we can't blame him too much, but Harry Maguire strikes again, which is disappointing because he has the armband and it's glaringly obvious. Like anyone who anyone who can see, like anyone who can see, should know that Ronaldo should be captain, especially after today's performance, But he scores an own goal with the captaincy, and it's very disappointing. And we were shite in the second half. We really were. And this is a problem. It's a problem that needs to be fixed because we're not gonna get top four. We're not gonna get top four if we play like this in second halves. Because we got away with it today, but tomorrow we might not. Against a little majority, we might not. So you can't keep sucking in the second half. One can say it's the most important half because after that half it's done. At least after the first half, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. You mess up in the second half, and if you haven't closed off the game in the first half, you're screwed. And we tend not to close off games in the first half, so we can't afford to go asleep in the second half. And it's clearly a mental thing, and it's so ridiculous because these players should be players of the highest order, at the pinnacle of football in the Premier League, and they switch off. Like what? They switch off? I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. I don't get what the problem is. I don't get why it's persisting so much. Because ever since Ralph has come, it's been like this. Ever since. From day one against Crystal Palace, we had a good first half and we were horrible in the second half. And it's been the same problem. And we've had this problem with other managers. Under Mourinho, it was crap first halves and good second halves, So, and under Ole it was like that actually. So, actually under Ole it alternated. It was all over the place. So, we need to fix that if we're going to achieve anything. And top four, it's top four going to happen. Look, for me, the fact that it's Arsenal who are front runners, there's always a possibility because Arsenal will just Arsenal it up, But one can say United will United it up. So we'll see. But yeah, Maguire scores an own goal. Once again, we feel the feeling, here we go again. Manchester United's done it again, but no, no, not today. Because the GOAT knew that today I'm refreshed. I just came from Portugal and the goal we've been waiting for from the corner. I mean, it's been insane that we've scored one goal from the corner and Ronaldo is on our team. It just hasn't made sense. And the fact that we haven't had this type of goal, corner and he hits it in. The fact we haven't had that type of goal has been insane, But that goal, he just seemed itching to get it, Like, I'm forgetting who was trying to block him, but like, there was no stopping him. He scores the hat trick and Old Trafford just explodes. I explode, doing the C. He didn't do the C, he did the classic knee slide, but phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, to sum it up, United was quite crap, but Ronaldo was on top of the world today. It was Cristiano Ronaldo versus Spurs, and who cares? Who cares? Yes, long term, of course, we care because, as I said, we need to progress in the Champions League, get into the quarterfinal, get into the semi. Anything can happen. So, of course, we need to fix those little problems. And the fact that they're persisting for so long, one, it makes Ralph look bad, and I don't think it's on him. And two, come on, we're Manchester United. These players, I just don't get it, And yeah, we're gonna have to take a hard look at the squad come the summer. Honestly, like if there's ever been a need to just clear out and just refresh things, I think it's gonna be the summer. Bring in a new manager if we're gonna do that, and just change the whole dynamic because I feel like there's a serious mental problem with the squad, and it's been like this ever since Svergi left, So you can say maybe there's a bigger problem. We know there's a bigger problem. Let's not go there tonight. But yeah, we need to look at that. But in terms of the 3 points itself, we don't care because, it's the latter part of the season, you rack up points, and just get the job done, I mean, if Liverpool and Man City played like this tonight and they've done the job, they'll be saying, it's what champions do. They play bad, but they still win games, So, we played bad, we still won it, That's what a team finished in top four does, I guess, So, yeah, good game, honestly. I don't think we should always be negative or focus on the negatives. I think on days like this, we should celebrate because as United fans nowadays, there's not much to celebrate. That's a sad reality. But yeah, let's move on to player ratings. And yeah, no, I think these are decent showing today. De Gea conceded 2 goals. They scored an offside goal. It was near post. Maybe I'm being harsh there, but I don't think I can give you a high rating if you concede 2 goals. I think that's just the reality. But I don't think he was bad today, so I'm gonna give him a 5.5. The fullbacks, Telles handball handball, you know? I mean, what can I do? It was him handball, right? I hope I'm not wrong because that would be X. But I'm pretty sure it was Tele's handball. And, you know, if you get a handball, I feel like if you concede a penalty, I feel like as a defender even, concede a penalty as a defender, I feel like all your good work goes out the window. So I'm going to give Teles a 4, honestly, because we really didn't need that, you know? He has to be more responsible than that, and you conceded a stupid penalty. So I'm going to give Teles a 4. Maguire 0. Taylor scored the handball, but he still gets a higher mark than Maguire. Because, yes, as much as I say it's not completely his fault, you know, it's one of those where you have to put your ball in the line. You're either going to clear it or score the own goal. But it's the same thing every fucking time. It's the same thing every fucking time, and we just can't keep excusing it, you know? When he's doing that, and he has the captain's armband, and after he's just sitting on the floor there and just look distressed, and it's not a good look. It's not a good look. You know, Ronaldo's there scoring a hat-trick, you know, and he should have that armband. Heck, Bruno at home on the couch should have the armband, you know. I think him being at home with the armband would make us play better. Just knowing that Bruno's the armband, you know, he'd release positive vibes way more than Maguire, you know. Maguire does not deserve to be captain. Maguire does not deserve to start. And for the longest time, we've been saying, take the armband, maybe you'll play better, you know. And I think someone needs to make a decision. Ralph won't make it. I think it's because he thinks he's an interim manager and he doesn't have... It's not in the place. He's not his place to do that. But I think maybe someone from above has to say, you know what? This is not good for us, you know? If the new management, you know, if Richard Arnold really cares about football that much, I think that's a decision that he has to make and say, you know what, Ralph? I can see your hands are tied. Let me relieve you, you know? Drop Maguire as captain, you know? And I think that something needs to happen. Varane, once again, conceded 2 goals. And he had his good moments, you know. At times, we were in 6s and 7s. I don't think the defense had a good outing today, so I'm going to give him an average 6. Dallo, I don't know. I feel like maybe a bit non-existent at times, you know. I don't know. With Dallo, I'm expecting him spamming crosses over and over and over and over again, you know. So, yeah, I expect more from him, honestly. But I think out of the whole defense, he probably was the best player. I think he had the best showing. So... yeah, I also give him a 6. You know, I don't think... I just think conceding 2 goals, you know, and there was no outstanding play in defense, I think these ratings are fair, honestly. And then midfield, Matic had a decent game, you know, and Matic does this, you know. I don't think, as we United fans tend to make out, I don't think Matic is washed. I really don't, you know. I think the match situation should be like the Cavani situation. I think Matic should play some games and not play some games. I think Matic should play against the Cities. I think Matic should play against the Tottenhams, the Atletico Madrids. I think we need to stop this thing saying he doesn't have the legs. Maybe he doesn't, but what else do we fucking have? What else do we have? So I think Matic needs to play more because I thought he has a better showing than any of our other players in that position. And if I'm not mistaken, he was involved in the second goal. I think he hit the long ball to Sancho, and Sancho passed to Ronaldo. So good game. I'll give him a 7. Fred, yeah. It was one of those games for Fred. It was one of those games. I think, as the commentator said, I think Jing Beglin, he was like, today he was deployed in he has a more free role, he was attacking more, you know. And I think his ball retention in the final third, in the lower parts of the field is easily shite, but in the final third, I think he was doing well. He was involved with the goal with Ronaldo, if I'm not mistaken, it was his assist, and he was just moving the ball, you know. He wasn't dilly-dallying on it when he was in the more attacking areas. In the lower attacking areas, yeah, side to side. He was missing his partner in crime. But I think in the higher parts of the pitch, he was pretty decent today. So yeah, you know, I'll reward him. I'm gonna give him a 7. I think the midfield did alright today. And then Pogba, nothing outstanding, you know. I mean, he tried to curl one in, you know, it was very close. And I think in everything good he was involved, you know, was making things work, you know. And we didn't really miss Bruno. I think Pogba did the job. Of course, I want him and Bruno to play. I was listening to Tim Sherwood talking the biggest nonsense I've heard in my life. Tim Sherwood, he's not a bad pundit, you know. There's an element of truth to what he says. But if the truth is here, Tim Sherwood is here with what he's saying, you know. He exaggerates everything. And according to him, you know, Bruno is just, you know, he just exaggerates everything, you know. He's just flicking everything here and there, over the top. There's an element of truth. Bruno does have element of risk to his game, but he's ignoring the fact that he's usually involved in everything that's good in terms of end product, So I feel like you can't ignore that, If he's gonna say, leave Ronaldo do what he wants, I feel like he has to give the same courtesy to Bruno, looking at his numbers, So yeah, Tim Sherwood is. Okay, let me not insult Tim Sherwood. Let me not hit a low blow. Tim Sherwood didn't do anything to me, but yeah, we didn't really miss Bruno. But I think I do want to see Bruno and Pogba play together, because yeah, when you have them two and you maybe get a decent DM behind them, probably the best in the world. I don't know, but Pogba did alright. He was orchestrating everything in the midfield. He was not really leaving the 10 position, So yeah, I think I'll give him a 7 as well. I think all around 7s in the midfield. No one outstanding, to be honest, not even Pogba, but solid performance. What annoys me, I'll go back to this. What annoys me, I think Tottenham had a lot of the ball, especially in the second half, and that annoys me. We don't win midfield battles. And yes, that is also down to us sitting back. That did play a part, but yeah, our midfield needs a little more juice, We need to hold the ball more. We need to be able to control games. Control. Ralph's been saying it, but he can't seem to get it through, and I think it's more to the players, to be honest, And yeah, we need to do something about that. So yeah, that's the midfield. Front line, I'll start with Rashford. Get him out of the way. Not as bad. We'll give him that. He was better today, Ralph rewarded them. We don't want to say, I guess someone will say, oh, he strikes and now he gets a start, As Ralph has been saying, and Ralph has been saying this before he talked about maybe wanting to leave or leaking, I don't know. Or Romano tweeted about him wanting to leave, Before that, Ralph has been saying he's been training well. It's about him translating that to games. He's been training well. It's about him translating that to games. He got the game today, obviously, because he's been training well. And he was okay. And I think Rashford is better on the left. I think it's glaringly obvious, Even though Ralph denies that. I think he's better on the left. But Sancho, he's letting it up on the left. So we can't drop him, sadly, for Rashford. So, adapt or die. It's just the sad reality for Rashford. And he was okay in the sense that he didn't lose the ball willy-nilly. He didn't try to take on 50 men. He'd pass when he has to. And, his interplay was good. But in terms of a goal threat, he was non-existent. So Rashford needs a kick up his ass. You need to stop complaining, oh, I'm considering my future. No, before you say that, get your game and your acts together, and then you can start complaining, So, yeah, I'm just going to give Rashford a 5.5. Honestly, they're being harsh. I feel like I am being harsh. I've given other people 6s, but I'm giving him 5.5. But yeah, he needs to get his act together. Sancho's saucy. Sancho, this is what we paid for. I think Maguire needs to take notes, about how to be an expensive signing from Sancho, because he's killing it right now. He's absolutely killing it. Assists to Ronaldo. He's making defenders dance. He's very skillful. It's very entertaining to watch, and I feel like once we're more fluent team, once we have a better structure, or if we ever, to be honest, but once we get that, I feel like Sancho is just going to explode, honestly. And he's still so young, So, yeah, I was impressed with Sancho. The assist, making things happen, dribbling players, And, yeah, if not for Ronaldo, I would give the man of the match to him. But, yeah. So, I'm going to be generous. I'm giving him an 8 today. I'm going to give Sancho an 8. And then, I think we all knew this was coming. 12 out of 10 for Cristiano Ronaldo, I think he was brilliant today, in every department. I think it's his best game since he's come to the club. Not just the goals, of course, because the hat-trick is his best game, but just from a performance point of view. He was dropping deep, getting involved in interplay, but still being able to get back and finish, He scored a glorious goal, He scored a team goal, he scored a glorious goal, he scored a header. It was just perfect from Ronaldo today. And I'm hoping he can transfer the energy to Atletico Madrid, Like, the first leg wasn't that great. Hopefully at Old Trafford, he can be better, And maybe score another hat-trick, maybe 4. Okay. But, yeah, I was really impressed with Ronaldo, as I have made obvious. But, yeah, man of the match, obvious. And lastly, Ralph. I think Ralph maybe just gets a 10 for picking Ronaldo. Because there's been times where he's clearly doubted him, There was rumors against Man City that even if he was fit, for tactical reasons, he might have not started, And we've seen in the past him not starting or being taken off for tactical reasons, So I'm happy Ralph picked Ronaldo, and okay, maybe I won't give him a 10. I won't exaggerate. I'll give him a 9 just for doing that. And on top of that, for winning the game, tactically, we have a long way to go. And I don't think that's completely Ralph's fault. I just think these players are thick. I don't know. I'm being harsh, but these players, I don't know what's going on. Come on. I feel like it's taking way too long. But, if you go, remember Mourinho talked once about football heritage. Football heritage, you can't just come to a team that has not even sniffed this type of football in years and expect to implement it overnight, So maybe we need to, cut off some slack, and just give him time. But we don't have time. That's a sad reality. But in that regard, we made good steps today because, yes, we're still far behind in terms of maybe Arsenal have a lot of games in hand, but it's Arsenal, as I said, so you never know what will happen. But, if it lost today, it was basically over. But the fact, I feel like with United, it's always like this, I feel like with United, it's like, oh no, we lost today, it's over. Then we win the next game, we're in the top 4 race, and we lose the next game, and it's definitely over now. We're not going to make top 4. Like, forget it. Whoever's talking about top 4, you're naive, And when you win the next game, we're back in the race. That's the nature of this club, To a certain extent, we are reactionary as football fans in general, to be honest. So I think the fact that we won this game, it puts us give us a fighting chance, And yeah, I don't want to say I'm excited for the next 3 games because that's how they get you. That's how they get you, this club. They get you excited and then they take 5 to Atletico Madrid, But let's not be negative. But we're in a good place. Not a good place. We have a fighting chance and the team did okay today. Ronaldo was amazing. If Ronaldo can do that for the rest of the season, maybe we'll finish second. Who knows? I know. I'm joking. Chill. But yeah, I'm over the moon from today's performance. Viva Ronaldo! Amazing. What a guy. What a player. The greatest of all time. Haaland who? Mbappe who? Please keep quiet. Please sit down. He hasn't retired. He's still here. So these months must go back to their places, Must all keep quiet. Ronaldo's still here, And yeah, it's Ronaldo Day today. It's Ronaldo Day tomorrow. It's Ronaldo Day until against Atletico Madrid, and then he scores a hat trick there. Then it's for the rest of that week. It's Ronaldo week, But yeah, it was a good game today. I'm over the moon. I'm happy we won, and let's move forward and let's try to build some momentum. I feel like under Ralph, that's the one thing we haven't gotten. Momentum, consistency. We need that, because we're not going to do you can't do anything if you're not consistent, I feel like we're all over the place, And yes, we haven't lost a lot of games. We've lost 2 now, but I think we need consistency under Ralph. That's the key word, at the moment. But yeah, that's been your match reaction to Tottenham vs Manchester United. We won 3-2. I'm over the moon. And yeah, I'll check you next time.